What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Yes, I promise this video it's a little bit late, and I've been busy. I've been watching movies. I actually just went to the theaters. Those two movies that I'm just went to go see are in this list, but I will not review them until next year. I am sorry, but I kind of need to like rewatch them and get the spectacle of it. Not just that, I just rewatched Star Wars. Damn. This year for movies was good, but disappointing for the most part. I mean, the most anticipated movies, we had our expectations so high, but the movie just came out so low. I'm gonna use like example Spectre, which just the recent Bond movie was Skyfall, so we expect another classic. Plus, Spectre sounds like a pretty badass name for a movie, and it was mediocre. I enjoyed most of the movie. It wasn't the best Bond movie, definitely not. It's not even in the top 20. Wait, never mind. There's 24 movies. Not even like I want to say not even in the top 15. It was pretty disappointing for a James Bond movie, but it was still a good movie. Same thing with Jurassic World. It was a great movie that a lot of people like, but I still gotta admit that it had a lot of problems and it wasn't that great. Not just that, it almost felt like a repeat of Jurassic Park. Still enjoyable movie, but like I said, it didn't live up to the hype that a lot of these movies did. So anyways, let me just give you my honorable mentions for my 20 favorite movies of this year. Keyword favorite. Don't think top this, top that. These were my favorite movies I saw this year. And also another thing I want to add. I did not review every single one of these movies simply because I saw them at a much later time in the year, or I just I didn't start YouTube at the time. Not just that. Like I said, there's some movies that I did go see in theater, but I never got to the review because by the time I saw it, no one was gonna care and watch the review. So that's another reason why I didn't watch the review. Plus, I'm doing a movie mayhem. I was gonna do it this year, in the end of the year, but people are gonna be so busy watching top stuff of the year that I decided to just do a top list and then give you 10 movies that I did not review and put them in this list. So without further ado, let's get started. Let me give you my 5 honorable mentions: Jurassic World, Cinderella, Black Mass, The Good Dinosaur, and Shaun the Sheep. Pretty average movies. Definitely, if I had a chance to put them in this list, definitely. I mean, but there were other movies that I enjoyed slightly more, and I'm sorry that I did not get to put them in the in the list. My bad. So we kick it off with McFarland, USA. Now I grew up in a neighborhood with a bunch of runners. That's all they talk about, and of course they introduced me to this movie, so that's kind of how I got to see this particular movie. It was a good movie. Kind of, I get the sense of how my friends feel out like during their time, but definitely one that I'll definitely remember, and it was a true story. I almost forgot all about this movie. That's actually why it's this low on the list, but it was still like a very good classic movie, a very underrated movie. Definitely you should go check out. It was a good movie. Coming in at number 19 is a movie that people might put a much higher on the list, but I sadly didn't. But number 19 is Ant-Man. Paul Rudd kicked it off, made an amazing Ant-Man, but somehow this movie just didn't live up. Like, obviously, I wasn't expecting a classic Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. But, I mean, like I said, I saw much better movies this year, and this was no different. So, yeah, definitely go check out Ant-Man. I know a lot of you saw it, so I won't need to say more. Plus, this is the end of Phase 2. What's next for Phase 3? A Civil War? Coming in at number 18, we get Dope. A very hyped up movie that I was really looking forward to. A lot of people forgot all about this movie, and I wish people got a chance to see it more than they did. Basically, take a bunch of nerdy kids that live in the hood, and honestly, I thought this movie took place around the 70s, 80s. But no, it was just a really cool story about young kids that are just normal, typical teenagers, but then they struggle through bullying and stuff like that, and then they got to deal with drugs, thus naming this movie Dope, and also leading to a really interesting journey type movie. Um, and it was a very clever movie. Definitely another movie that you should definitely go out your way and check out. Coming in at number 17, Bridge of Spies, Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. That's magic right there. It's a wonderful spy movie. The only reason why this movie is that high is because I'm not gonna remember this movie a lot. I enjoyed it, but there were some slow parts, but I mean that's what you should expect from movies like this. But definitely one of the coolest spy movies out there. I loved it. Brings back the old school in you, and yeah, another movie that you should definitely go check out. Coming in at number 16, and you guys are shocked it's a little bit high, but that is Trainwreck. This is basically a romantic movie done right. Not a lot of people know how to do uh, a good romantic comedy, let alone a good romantic movie this year. This is honestly one of my favorite romantic movies this year compared to 50 Shades of Grey and shit like that. Get the fuck out of here. No, but Amy Schumer and fucking Bill Hader, basically, Amy Schumer plays this girl that goes after guy, but then until she meets Bill Hader, she actually starts feeling for the guy, and it's a great, funny ass movie. Definitely go out your way. Plus, You Can't See Me, John Cena's in the movie. Remember that, guys? Yeah, I remember that perfectly. Coming in at number 15, a movie that a lot of you guys hated, but I still thought it was enjoyable, and it was basically the movie that I was anticipated the most in this year. I was a little bit disappointed, but guess what? It's in my top 15. That's good enough. The Avengers: Age of Ultron was a great movie. For me, it was a very disappointing movie compared to like the first Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing. Iron Man, you know, you're thinking to yourself, the Avengers 2 should be awesome and spectacular, but it felt a little bit more of a commercial to set up the Phase 3 than having its own standalone movie. Plus, you were more interested on the new characters because you're kind of tired of the old characters. Plus, bringing Hawkeye into bringing a much cooler story for this character worked perfectly, and that's why I love this movie a lot. Even if a lot of people hate it, I still love it. Coming in at number 14, Mission Impossible Rogue One. Tom Cruise is back and the Mission Impossible franchise is back. And this is one of the better installments of a fifth movie. Not a lot of franchises could say that. Maybe Harry Potter. But yes, Tom Cruise came back to have another movie. And it wasn't the best Mission Impossible movie, but it was still a lot of fun. Plus, a crazy ass stunt with Tom Cruise hanging on from a plane was just mind blowing. And yeah, definitely another good movie. Not the best Mission Impossible. I still think Ghost Protocol is my favorite, but this is definitely down there. Under it, maybe the first Mission Impossible tops it a little bit. I don't know, but yes, another great Mission Impossible movie. It's in my number 14. Let's kick it off with number 13, The Peanuts movie. Charlie Brown is back, Snoopy is back, and we basically have a lot of fun. Yes, the fucking shit was just crazy just to see a reunion of all your favorite characters, bringing Snoopy's original voice caster and using some of his old material, and also brought that light that you loved when you watched Charlie Brown and Snoopy. A great movie. What can I say? It was one of the best kids movies out there. Not my favorite. You'll see which one's my favorite in just a bit. Coming in at number 12, a movie I forgot, but when I saw it again, I was like, "Yep, this is definitely in my top 20." Ex Machina, basically a robot built and basically it's a robot built with like a, it's almost like a evil version of Google, basically Age of Ultron done a little bit right, and it was just crazy and just wild and just amazing. Alicia Vikander played a good Ava. Oscar Isaac, who eventually turns into Poe in Star Wars Force Awakens, he's playing as Nathan in this movie. This is basically a preview for this guy when he arrives to Star Wars. Definitely another fantastic movie, a very underrated one. I should suggest you to go check it out. Coming in at number 11, a movie that all my friends put at number 1, but I put it at number 11, even though, you know, not a lot of people, actually a couple people were disappointed, but I still, like I said, I enjoyed the shit out of it. That number 11 is Sicario. Emily Blunt showed up. Benicio del Toro is here. The cast was great. I love the fun added to the movie. Basically about the U.S. Mexican border. People bringing drugs and coming back. That's actually why a lot of people put it at their number 1, because they could relate to it. Even though my friends are nowhere close to dealers, because they're fucking idiots sometimes. If you guys are watching this, I'm not calling you guys in particularly idiots, but you guys could sometimes do a lot of dumb shit. But anyways, this was a fun movie, another great action-packed movie. I got introduced to it by of course, my friends. A lot of people recommend this movie aside. I had fun. It's my number 11, not quite the top 10. But coming in from my top 10, kicking it off, the most recent movie I saw, I actually saw it earlier, The Revenant, a sick ass movie. Definitely more memorable for Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio just took it like a boss. A bunch of amazing visuals, nonstop. Tom Hardy was another great like villain type character that, I mean, you just gotta see the movie. I'll do a review on it soon, but damn, this was just a hardcore movie, and this is one of those movies where you say, how did they do that? But it was, like I said, how did they do certain stunts that they did? How often do you say that about movies today? Everything's mainly all CGI as fuck, but definitely another movie that should be watched. It's in my number 10 spot. What more can I say there? But coming in at number 9, Kingsman, The Secret Service. Apparently the title got changed to Kingsman. Basically the same guy, basically a new version of James Bond, and make it a lot more fun than before. Plus, compared to Spectre, this was like one of the greatest movies of all time compared to Spectre. But yes, Samuel L. Jackson again took it like a boss and had made it one of the more entertaining characters out there. Taron Egerton was also great. Basically, I didn't know much about this guy, but now I do, and I want to know what else he could do in the movie. Colin Firth was another one that I was surprised by. Everybody had a great cast here. It was just a lot of fun. Fucking Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker is in this movie. Do I have to say more? Coming in at number 8, Steve Jobs. 2013, we had a shitty version of that movie. Now we get the real one that we wanted. Michael Fassbender, who will be playing as Assassin's Creed now that we heard, made this movie a lot of fun. Even though you didn't feel that he looked like Steve Jobs, you couldn't help but say that he was a great Steve Jobs, and that's what made the movie so great. When you have your leading role in a movie steal the show constantly over and over, then you know you're in for a treat. Because Michael Fassbender played the perfect Steve Jobs. Seth Rogen was in this movie. I even forgot it was Seth Rogen because he was that damn good. Jeff Daniels, everybody. Again, a multiple cast, but I feel like Michael Fassbender stood out alone. One of my favorite movies. So yes, check it out. one of the greatest. Coming in at number 7, one of the most anticipated movies for me, Straight Outta Compton. One more, Straight Outta Compton, music that I listened to when I was like around 10 years old. I'm not even joking, maybe a little bit older. But yeah, Straight Outta Compton told the life story of the N.W.A. You have its flaws of like not focusing on the music in the second half of the movie, making Eazy-E feel like the bad guy once in a while, not actually knowing what was the true story. But still, you can't help but to know that this movie was a lot of fun. It took tears to me. It was a fun roller coaster of feelings, and just overall, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I do regret that because I do see now its problems when I go back and rewatch it. I still had a lot of fun, like I said. Definitely, if you're an N.W.A. fan, if you're a rapping fan, this is your movie. Go watch it. What more can I say? Coming in at number 6, the most action-packed movie this year, Mad Max Fury Road. Bringing Mad Max back, telling you that this could still go on. And people argue that this was the best Mad Max ever. I don't know about that one. Road Warrior, the first Mad Max, but yeah, Mad Max Fury Road was incredible. I am shocked it's not even in my top 5. It's at number 6 for me. Whoa, can I just say, Tom Hardy took it, was a great Max. Fury also was incredible. And Guitar Guy, how can you forget about Guitar Guy? One of the best characters ever added to a movie. I love Guitar Guy. Definitely not the best standout character or anything. I don't want him to have his own movie. But yes, I love Guitar Guy. I love everything about this movie. Just a lot of fucking fun. Yes, what a lovely movie, you might say. Coming in at number 5, we got to our top 5, people. Number 5, I really wanted to put Mad Max over this one, but I felt like this one, I felt like I had more fun with the story it was telling, and also showing you that Matt Damon still got it. Yes, number 5, The Martian. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. Matt Damon had a lot of fun. Thankfully, he didn't cry like a little bitch like we always see in these outer space movies. Oh my god, I'm lost in space. Matt Damon started planning fucking food and had a lot of fun with this movie. Can you argue that this movie was boring? Hell no. Gravity had a lot of problems for me personally, but The Martian, damn. Yes, Matt Damon brought his A game, mostly talking shit about people not helping him. He's like, you gotta take too damn long, hurry the fuck up. Oh man, it was just fucking funny, and I was shocked like just some of the crazy ass scenes. I felt like they did exaggerate in one particular scene where he's fucking flying and shit. I felt like that part was too exaggerated, like when he pokes a hole in his suit and fucking flies. I think that part was just a little too exaggerated, but it was still, like I said, a lot of fun. Matt Damon, you're the man. Coming in at number 4, a movie that a lot of people are putting on number 1, but I cannot put it at number 1 because despite like all the flaws I had, a little bit of the flaws that I had, this was definitely an all-out classic movie. Number 4 is Star Wars The Force Awakens. People are shocked it's not even in my top 3. For a while it was in my top 3 until you see what number 3 is. But yes, bringing new characters, bringing the old cast, bringing back a franchise and making that a lot of fun, bringing new fans to the franchise, bringing old friends back to the franchise who hated the prequels. Collage all of this and you have an epic masterpiece. And it's not the end of this franchise. It's gonna continue on, and it's just gonna go on and go on until we get to like 2020, I guess. Yes, I loved this movie. I had a lot of tear moments, you could say. I don't care because this movie was awesome. Coming in at number 3, the most recent movie I saw and the longest movie I saw this year, The Hateful Eight. Samuel L. Jackson was the funniest character of all time. But of course, the star was Quentin Tarantino. Yes, I'm talking about the director. Basically showing you that he still got it. He's still going strong. It is a very fun movie of a whodunit kind of situation, and I loved it. Definitely my second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Nothing I don't think will ever top Pulp Fiction unless if Quentin Tarantino finds like a masterpiece of a movie. But yes, shoot, you're gonna just remember this. And even when they're just sitting there, you're entertained of the dialogue. How often do you see that in movies? Yes, the Hateful Eight, even though you might count it as a 2016 movie, this is definitely a great movie of the year. I loved it. Whew. Damn it. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait to review it in my double review when I do both this movie and The Revenant in a double review. I'm excited. Shoot, I want to watch it again. I don't care if it's 3 hours. Damn, good 3 hours worth. Yes, I loved it. Go watch it. Coming in at number 2, a kids movie. You're shocked, but it brought. Even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan, I'm an even bigger Pixar fan because that's what I grew up with. Coming in at number 2, Inside Out, controlling your mind and just making Pixar have one of the most brilliant ideas I have ever seen on the screen. Even though it's an animated movie, you still felt like that magic in Pixar with the feelings, literally the feelings, bringing emotions to you in a way. I don't know how to explain it. And it was just a very smart movie. I loved it. It was just a brilliant, though. The first cartoon movie, animated movie, I gave a 10 out of 10 since Toy Story 3. That was 5 years ago. Can you believe that? Yes, Pixar is back. I can't wait to see what they bring up next to the table. But honestly, this is a movie that's going to be in my top 5 Pixar movies of all time. For sure. Undoubtedly one of Pixar's greatest ideas ever. And I was even shocked that this is not my number 1. But number 1 is a franchise that came back for a new generation, kind of like Star Wars, but making it even great as the original one. Definitely, this movie was not as great as the original, but it was my second favorite. It's up there with the original, and I am talking about Creed. Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone, Apollo Creed's son, Adonis, Rocky Balboa, the trainer, passing the torch in a way, and fuck, I loved the movie. What more can I say? Brought tears, brought a lot of joy, and I fucking loved the movie. Now that I think about it, speaking of boxing movies, I did not put Southpaw in this. I just realized I did not put Southpaw, and I'm gonna put it as an honorable mention, even though it did. Plus, I didn't want to put two fucking boxing movies in the same list. Even though Southpaw does deserve to be in this list, even though I'm getting off topic. Creed was amazing. You basically tell a story of where Rocky could go from this. You really didn't want to see this, but seeing that this is my movie of the year, I was happy that it came out, and it was just amazing. Definitely my favorite movie of 2015. So what are your favorite movies of 2015, people? I'm asking you, did I miss some movies? Did I disappoint you? Were you shocked about what to do? Please subscribe to this channel. Also, if you haven't already, it's me, the AOLE I can't wait for 2016. I'm excited for some movies. I can't wait to bring you a special video about my next anticipated movies of the year. That will be coming out January 2nd. So stay tuned for that. It's me, the AOLE and until then, I'm